She walked away without even looking back. And you stood there quiet, holding everything inside while she left like it was nothing, like you were nothing, like the time you shared meant nothing. That moment hurt you deeply, and you allowed yourself to feel it because you are human, because you truly cared. But what she never saw coming was this: you didn't fall apart, you became quiet. And a quiet man rebuilds himself in ways no one notices until it's too late. If this connects with you, subscribe before this ends, because this space is for men who are building themselves silently. No attention, no applause, just real work. Let's begin. There is a type of man who doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't send another message after being ignored. He feels the pain fully. He sits with it. He doesn't run from it or try to escape it with noise. He faces it alone, and slowly he starts moving. Not just to forget, but to become someone new. That kind of movement is different. It's not running away, it's moving towards something real. And most people don't understand that. She didn't understand it either. When she left, she thought you would break. She believed you needed her just to stand. That was her first mistake. A man who loves deeply is not weak. He simply chose to be open, and being open takes real strength. You showed her a side of yourself that you don't show everyone, and she treated it like it was nothing special. That doesn't mean you were ordinary. It means she couldn't see clearly. When someone stops seeing your value, you don't beg them to look again. You become undeniable to those who can truly see. Now let's talk about identity. When a relationship ends, many men turn that loss into their identity. They start seeing themselves as the man who got left. That label slowly changes how they see themselves. Nothing actually changed, but pain changes perspective. Don't let heartbreak become your identity. You are not defined by who left you. You are defined by what you do after they leave. That's the part most people never talk about. That's the part she never expected. She thought you would chase her, call her, or show up apologizing for things you didn't do. But instead, you went home. You sat in silence and asked yourself something powerful. Who am I without her? Not in desperation, but with curiosity. And what you found surprised you. You discovered a version of yourself that had been waiting quietly. A man who had put his dreams second, his growth second, his life second, just to fit into someone else's comfort. When she left, that space came back, not as emptiness, but as opportunity. She didn't mean to, but she gave you yourself back, and you were smart enough to take it. Now let's talk about attraction. Real attraction isn't just about looks. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about what you're building. It's about your energy. When you're in survival mode, your energy feels needy. It looks for approval. It depends on others. People can feel that, even if you say nothing, and it pushes the right people away. But when you're in growth mode, everything changes. You become focused, grounded, you don't need validation anymore. You just exist with purpose, and people notice. There's a big difference between trying to be attractive and becoming attractive through self-work. One is fake, the other is real. She didn't notice it right away, but slowly she started seeing changes. Through social media, mutual connections, small signs, she saw who you were becoming, and something inside her shifted. She remembered the real you, not the arguments, but the way you showed up, the way you made her feel safe. And she realized she left something real, for something that only looked exciting but felt empty. This happens more often than people admit. People leave stability for excitement, but excitement doesn't last. You can feel entertained and still feel empty. She learned that lesson. You didn't need to teach her, life did. But here's the truth: you don't need her regret. You don't need her to come back. You don't need her validation. That's not the goal. The goal is your transformation. The real focus is what you built when no one was watching. Growth happens in silence. It's not posted, it's not announced, it's built day by day. The early mornings, the discipline, the habits, the work you did when it was easier to quit. None of that was for her, it was for you. And that makes all the difference. When you build for yourself, it lasts. No one can take it away when they leave. Now let's talk about self-respect. This is what separates men who grow from men who repeat the same cycles. Self-respect isn't ego, it's not being cold. It's knowing your worth before anyone else tells you. It's treating yourself with value. Most men don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they're afraid of being alone. They fear silence, they fear emptiness, and that fear makes them accept things they shouldn't. It makes them stay when they should leave. It makes them go back when they should move forward. But you didn't do that. You felt the fear, but you didn't let it control you. You made decisions based on your values, and your values said, I won't beg, I won't chase, I won't lower myself just to fit somewhere I don't belong. That's real self-respect, quiet decisions that change everything. When you carry that, people feel it in how you speak, how you stand, how you respond. And the truth is, self-respect is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Not money, not looks, not status. She felt that too. Maybe not when she had you, but definitely after she lost you. Now let's talk about purpose. A man without purpose feels lost, even if he can't explain why. Purpose doesn't always have to be big. Sometimes it's simple, taking care of your body, showing up to your work with intention, keeping promises to yourself. Many men lose their direction when they lose a relationship. They make the relationship their purpose. and when it ends, everything feels empty. That's dangerous. No person should be your purpose. Because people change, they leave. Your purpose should come from within you, your values, your growth, your future. When your purpose is internal, loss can't destroy you. It can hurt you, but it can't break you. And you held on to that, even when it was hard. Even when everything felt uncertain, slowly that pain turned into strength. That strength became direction, and that direction took you somewhere you would never have gone if she stayed. Some places in life can only be reached through loss. Those places can't be planned. They can't be forced. You earn them by staying through the hard part, by rebuilding slowly, by showing up even when nothing feels clear. And that's exactly what you did. You kept going when it would have been easier to stop. You stayed consistent when motivation was gone. And now, you're standing in a place you never imagined reaching. Now let's talk about grounding. This word gets misunderstood a lot. Masculinity is not about being loud, dominant, or trying to prove something. A grounded man doesn't need to show off. He doesn't need attention. He doesn't need validation. He is steady. He can stand in pressure without breaking. He can face challenges without losing control. Not because he's emotionless, but because he has learned how to handle himself. That kind of presence is rare. And that's what she lost. Not your looks, not your words, your presence, the way you carried yourself, the calm strength you brought into a room, the way you stayed steady when things got difficult. That's not easy to replace. And when someone leaves a man like that, they usually realize it too late. They notice it when they experience something different, something that looks strong on the outside but feels empty inside. That comparison hits hard. Because once you experience real grounded energy, everything else feels shallow. She feels that now. That's the regret she carries. Not the arguments, not the small issues, but the absence of something real. And you are no longer living in that past. You're living in your growth. There was a version of you before her, a version during the relationship. And now there's this version, the one who survived, who rebuilt, who is still moving forward. This version is different, not bitter, just clearer, not cold, just more selective, not closed, just no longer available for things that don't deserve you. That shift changes everything. Men who go through pain and come out stronger understand something rare. Pain has purpose. Loss has meaning. Every ending creates space for something new. And what you plant in that space matters. Most men plant anger. They hold on to it. They feed it. And it slowly destroys everything inside them. But you didn't choose that. You chose discipline. You chose growth. You chose to rebuild yourself quietly. And now look at what's growing. She sees it too, from a distance. She watches you become everything she once doubted, and that realization is heavy. But that weight belongs to her, not you. You carry something different now. You carry momentum. At first, you don't feel it. It feels like nothing is changing, like all your effort is going nowhere. But momentum builds quietly. It grows under the surface. Then one day, everything starts to shift. Opportunities show up, people treat you differently, you move with more confidence, you think clearer, you waste less time, you need less approval. That's momentum. That's what happens when a man commits to himself and keeps going. She sees that now. She sees you moving forward without needing her, without waiting, without looking back. And that's the hardest thing for her to accept, because the man she left is no longer standing still. He's moving with purpose, with peace. Now let's talk about peace. Peace is not about having no pain. Peace is choosing yourself even when the pain is still there. It's waking up and continuing forward even when you feel tired, even when memories come back. Peace says, I feel this, but I'm still moving. That's where you are now. Not perfect, but real, stable, strong. She might come back, she might apologize, she might say everything you once wanted to hear, and you can accept it calmly, you can be respectful, you can wish her well. But that doesn't mean you go back, because going back is not always moving forward. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is accept an apology, and still keep walking, not out of ego, not out of revenge, but because he has already grown beyond that point. You are no longer the man who needed her. You are the man who became stronger because she left. And that transformation matters. Look at yourself now. Look at what you survived. Look at what you built. That's not a broken man. That's a forged man. Just like iron becomes stronger through fire, you became stronger through pain. And that is the real story. Not her leaving, not her regret. Your transformation, your quiet, powerful transformation. And for the ones still going through it, still feeling the pain, still in the early days, listen carefully. You won't feel better immediately, not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but you will feel better. And the version of you that comes out of this will be worth every moment of struggle. Don't rush the process. The process is the point. Every difficult day is shaping you. Every challenge is teaching you something. Right now, it might feel overwhelming, like this pain is everything, like it will never end. But it won't stay like this. There will come a morning where you wake up and she is not your first thought. Your focus will shift to what you're building, and that moment will feel like fresh air after being stuck for so long. Hold on for that moment, work toward it. Don't quit before it arrives, because it will arrive. For every man who stays committed to the work, it always does. Stay in the work, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Because you deserve to become the version of yourself waiting on the other side of this pain. The world needs men like that, men who have been tested but didn't break, men who have loved but didn't become bitter. Men who were left but didn't lose themselves, men who moved on quietly and became something extraordinary without needing attention. Be that man. You already are becoming him. And she already knows it, even if she never says it, even if she never comes back. The truth is visible in how you carry yourself now. In your calm, in your focus, in your confidence. She looked back. You didn't. And that's the whole story. If this spoke to you, if you felt something real here, subscribe, because this space is for men who are choosing themselves, building in silence, and becoming without needing approval. We'll be here when you need it. Stay grounded. Keep moving. You already know the way.